Welcome to KDrama Divas, a podcast and community for passionate fans of Korean dramas. Join us as we explore the captivating world of K-dramas, discussing the latest releases, timeless classics, and everything in between. Whether you're a seasoned K-drama addict or just stepping into this addictive realm, get ready to laugh, cry, and fangirl with the KDrama Divas. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. You're listening to the KDrama Divas podcast. My name's Amanda.
I'm Maureen.
I'm Serina.
And we're the KDrama Divas.
Woo-woo.
We are discussing a drama tonight called Dr. Slump.
Yeah.
Before we get into our discussion of Dr. Slump, Maureen, do you have some news for us?
Jin is out of the military.
Oh, so what does that mean?
It means he was released this morning. Well, our time this morning. And
What date is this morning?
June
12th.
12th.
Okay.
Yes. And he was greeted by 5 of the members there and the CEO of Big Hit.
And there's 6 members total?
No, there's 7.
Oh, there's 7.
We're talking BTS people, BTS. And are they Korean drama stars? Some of them are. V.
Yeah.
This is how...
Okay.
This is our workaround to talk about BTS.
Yes. Anyway, then he came on and did a live Weverse chat. And then they were all behind the camera.
Can you explain to us and maybe some of our listeners what Weverse is?
I've never heard of it.
Weverse is their own, it's actually from, I think, Hybe. It's,
What's Hybe?
Hybe is the company.
Oh,
Hybe is their company.
it's BTS's company.
Yeah, well, not their own. I mean,
Like their management
yes,
company? Okay.
yes. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and they were behind the camera, so they came out afterwards, too. And then Yoongi was there.
So wait, 5 members of BTS greeted him?
Yes.
Even though they're in the military, they
yes,
were able
they
to take
asked
some
for
time.
vacation because of this. And they
Oh.
all got it off.
I thought they were all out except for the 2.
No.
This
They're
is-
all. So now he is going to really be the only one for about 4 months, maybe. And then J-Hope gets out.
Okay.
And then it'll be a long time. It'll be next June.
But what's the meaningful part of this is that this begins their military exit.
Yes.
It has commenced.
Yes.
Okay. So they,
And-
within the next year, little over a year, maybe they'll all be back together again and
Yes.
making new stuff.
Yes, which is why we have to go to Korea after they're out.
Okay.
Hopefully.
All right. That is our goal.
Goals.
Goals.
BTS goals.
Yes.
But anyway, Amanda was talking about how V is in K-dramas. He was in Maureen, which happened to star Park Seo-joon and Park Hung-sik, who is the star of Dr. Slump.
So these 2, the male and female leads from Dr. Slump, were in another K-drama together? Oh.
No.
Why did I totally misunderstand this?
No. Park Hung-sik.
Sick.
Okay.
He
in it.
Yes.
He was in Maureen, which was what V from BTS was in.
Oh, so just the 2 of them together were in it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But Park Seo-joon was a star, too.
And we love Park Seo-joon from...
Yes. What's Wrong with Secretary Kim?
Okay.
Itaewon Class.
All right. All right.
So we have to actually see that drama just because Park Seo-joon's in it.
The I take one whatever class.
Well, what's it called again? The one with V.
Oh, that's Maureen.
Warring. That's the one we have to watch.
Is that an old one?
It is old. It's from 2015 or 2016.
Okay.
Yes. But, I've heard that Kim Tae-hung, which is V, would like to star in other dramas when he's out of the military.
Oh.
So,
What I find interesting about BTS, and I don't know who if anyone's listening out there that likes BTS, but they all have their real names, but then they have nicknames.
I didn't realize that.
And
I
it
don't
gets
think-
very
Oh,
confusing.
Maureen is just
J-Hope, his name
Yes.
is not J-Hope.
no. J-Hope.
RM His real name's not RM.
I know,
B,
but-
his name's not really C. JK, his name's not
Well,
really
So that's
that's
4
just-
of 7.
That's an abbreviation for Jungkook.
Still, I'm saying that they all have their real names and then nicknames, and you've used them all so much that, I get confused. But it's amazing that I know that many.
I'm amazed because I'm just confused.
But I think there's others, but I forget what the other
Well,
nicknames are.
Suga.
Oh yeah, Sugar. It's not Sugar. I love Sugar's rapping.
Well, you know what? It has something to do with basketball.
Suga does?
The G A.
So it's Suga.
It's Suga. Yeah, it's not sugar. It's Suga.
No, short for sugar. Totally what I thought.
Oh,
Goodness.
So
Okay.
BTS, Watch Out World, they're coming back.
yes.
And you have one very, very excited fan here sitting in Vancouver, Washington.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Dr. Slump.
Okay.
I watched this drama when did this come out, first of all?
January of 24.
Yes, January 2024.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. When did you guys watch it?
I was trying to think about that, and I don't recall if I watched it all at once or if I watched it weekly. I have a feeling I watched it all at once.
I think so too, because I think Amanda saw it and was trying to get us to watch it, right?
Yes.
Which is kind of the case most of the time. Well, it's because we're in the middle of something
Yeah.
else.
I know.
Yes.
I do the same thing to you guys.
Right.
So we.
Mhm.
I think I must have watched it, if this were in June now, so I think I must have watched it in March probably.
Mm.
It would be my guess. So
That's
it's
what
been a
I
little
was
bit.
thinking.
Because didn't I was kind of waiting because I think, and it may have been a totally different drama, but I think it was this one where you were telling us to watch it, but I thought it was live, so I was waiting. But then you said, "Oh, this weekend is the last two." So then I started watching it. I think
Okay.
that was this
Mhm.
one.
I don't know, but whenever the time changed, that's when I watched it.
Which was March.
Yeah, I think that's when I finished it.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
I don't know why, because I really wanted to do a podcast on it after I saw it, and I
Well,
was
here
like,
we are.
oh yeah, it just
But
took
3 months later.
Yes, I know. I know. So what drew you to it? What made you want to watch it?
I guess it's kind of like It's Okay to Not Be Okay vibes. Totally different drama. I'm not saying they're the same,
Right.
but just how the two leads really help each other through their emotional crises. And I thought it was really sweet. It's really
so you
sweet.
knew that going into it, what it was about.
No, as I was watching it, I was like,
Okay, so what made you originally want to watch it, though?
oh,
If
that's
you didn't
deep.
know,
Well, it must have been Park Hung-sik.
Yeah.
well, of course. Why didn't I know that?
Stop laughing. That's totally true. That's why. That's why I watched it.
So you saw he was the lead, so you thought, oh, I need to watch this.
Absolutely.
Got it.
And
I
remember, he
like,
was in Strong Girl Bonsoon or
mhm.
yes,
Okay.
Bonsoon.
All right.
Yeah. That's
Um,
why I was like, oh, he's so adorable. I'm going to watch it. What else has he been in? Why do I do this every time?
Oh my gosh! Oh my
I know.
gosh! Ah,
I'm looking.
oh. I mean, well, we know he was in Warring.
That's true. Well, it doesn't really matter because it was Strong Girl Bong Soon. Strong Girl Bong Soon.
Yeah.
Oh, he was
And-
in The Heirs.
Oh, that's right. He was.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he played the younger brother. No.
No.
Totally
no.
making that up. Who was he in The Heirs?
He was
Oh.
a young guy.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, she was.
That's why
also
it
in
was
The
kind of
Heirs.
like
She-
a reunion for the two of them, even though they were not together in the Heirs.
Yes, because
But-
Park Shin Hye, the female lead, was also in The Heirs or
Right.
Inheritors. It has two names.
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Mhm.
And she was in Flower Boy Next Door.
And she was in Memories of the Alhambra and lots of other ones too.
Yeah. I feel like she's really good at playing this like distraught,
Right.
depressed character.
Right.
Because even Flower Boy Next Door, she's kind of depressed and what do you call it? Where she won't leave her house.
Oh.
Agoraphobic,
Oh.
right? She doesn't like to leave. She's basically confined in, and
I was just going to say she was an introvert. Didn't know it was that extreme.
I mean, don't you think it's a little bit? Maybe I should watch it again, but
In Dr. Slump, she was that way?
no.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
Flower Boy
No.
Next Door.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Okay.
Oh.
That's why I'm confused.
Yeah, Flower
Okay.
Boy Next Door. But
I'll be quiet.
it's more of a B-class drama, but
Okay.
I liked it. I liked Flower Boy Next Door.
So did I.
Maybe I just like anything with flowers and boys.
Lord, you're hilarious.
Thank you.
Okay.
You always think I'm funny. That's why we're friends.
Is that the only reason? Good to know. I'll keep laughing.
You're the only one who laughed at me. Okay.
Well, Park Hyung-sik plays Yul Jon-woo in this. And Park Shin-hye plays Nam Han-nul.
Yes,
That's their names, right?
that's
Okay.
right. And sorry for our pronunciation.
Yes. We will always need to say that, right?
Our disclaimer.
Yes.
We should put it in our opening.
There I go with my
Okay.
yeses again.
The female lead and male lead meet in high school. And the female lead's a transfer student, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Nam Ha-nul. And they're both top of their class. And they have this rivalry competition going on.
Do you think when she first got there, when he first saw her in the classroom, don't you think he was kind of eyeing her up?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
He was totally interested in her and also just curious.
Right.
Why is she always reading?
Right. But he didn't know that when he first saw her, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting because I feel like the male lead in this, Yul Jon-woo, I feel like studying for him, and he was just smart. He was intelligent,
Right.
and he didn't need to try as hard.
Right.
Right.
And
I
so
agree.
he kind of had it easy. Like he was top of his class, but it was no big deal.
Yeah.
And he
Mr.
was-
Popular.
Mhm.
Yeah, Mr. Popular, Mr. Social. He didn't have to worry about studying really, not
No.
hard, because
Mhm.
he'd be number one no matter
Correct. Right.
Until she showed up.
what.
And then his world changed in many ways.
Exactly. His world crumbled.
Yeah. Crumbled, but yet.
I
It
thought it was
was-
interesting the way she would put the instant coffee
Oh, my word.
in her mouth. Just the coffee. Oh,
Yes.
it was so strange. It was,
I know.
Oh.
I loved it. Because she's so extreme. She's like, okay, I can't go to the bathroom. I'm going to pour instant coffee right into my mouth. That way I get the caffeine boost, but I don't have to pee.
Right.
It's genius.
Well, yeah, but I can't imagine that it's very healthy
Ugh.
for you.
No, it can't be. And I mean, it was unhealthy her whole life.
Right.
Really? I mean, goodness. She was psychotic about studying and being number one.
She was very extreme.
mhm.
So she would run to school so that she could get there first to study. What else would she do?
I remember, I think, didn't they have like a competition where she would always beat him though? It was, remember on the way into school, she would always.
Right. She would run in, and then at
Yeah.
one point he like got on a skateboard or something just so he
Yes.
could try to beat her or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And she was almost surprised, like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I don't think she'd ever been challenged before.
Mhm.
So people just, because the hometown she came from was smaller, and she was the pride of the town, and everybody just expected her to be the best, and nobody questioned it or challenged her. But now she's in the big city, so she has
Mhm.
some competition.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't even go out with friends. I mean, I think there were some flashbacks where like people were trying to be her friend and trying to do things with her, and she just wouldn't, just because she felt like she had to be the best. She had that pressure that she put on herself to always be the best.
Right.
So,
It was very sad. And she just took it all to a whole new level, being number one.
at least way beyond my level when I was in high school.
They do these flashbacks of them back in high school throughout the whole drama. And you fast forward, though, to after school and after
Right.
college. And they're both doctors. They've pursued different fields.
He's a plastic surgeon. She's an anesthesiologist.
Right. And they're both top in their assigned profession. Because
Yeah.
I mean,
weren't they?
he is, for sure.
Yes, he is.
But don't you think they go to her for
Right.
everything. If there's a question, if there's somebody needs to
Right.
step in. I mean, I think even though
Yes.
maybe she didn't have the title or the fame that he did, I think that within the anesthesiologist circle, she was up there at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. And she wasn't recognized with a title.
Right.
And I think she wants to become a professor. It
Mhm.
reminded me of Hospital Playlist,
I didn't
which
see it.
you haven't seen still,
No.
where they're all surgeons and in these different fields, but they're all professors too. So
Mhm.
that's what it reminded me of. She wants to be a professor, like on Hospital
Mhm.
Playlist.
Okay.
But
Well, and do you think that she wasn't given the title because she was a female?
No, I don't.
No?
I don't know.
I kind of think her boss was
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
because she was a female. He was using
He
her
was terrible anyway. He
right.
was.
I
But
think
I
there's
figured it was
part of
because it was a
that.
girl.
I think part of it was probably sexist.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, he was a jerk no matter what.
Right. But he wasn't a jerk to the other.
That's
The other
true.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I read into it.
Yeah,
But I
'cause
could be
she-
wrong.
She probably has to work harder
Right.
because of that, and then to be used.
Right.
So the male lead has found, like, he's one of the most successful plastic surgeons, and he has, like, they don't call it YouTube, but it's the same thing. Like, he's a YouTube star,
Right.
making tons of money, but he doesn't even take the YouTube money. He gives it to his friends who run the channel.
Right.
And then she's working, the female lead's working nonstop. Like, she's never really stopped since high school.
Right.
And
Probably even since before high school. Probably her
Yeah.
whole
Right.
life where she's been able to make choices for
Right.
herself, that she just always pushed herself. So should we talk about the characters and his plastic surgery versus her anesthesiology? So kind of the base of the story.
yeah.
Okay, Maureen, do you want to start it off?
Well, he's performing plastic surgery, and something weird happens where the woman he is operating on, she starts bleeding badly, and then there's all this blood on the floor, and I think it's almost like he has a mental breakdown because of it too. Am I just
No, I mean, that's partially right. I mean, I don't think he had a mental breakdown at the time.
No.
He worked really hard performing CPR on her,
Yeah.
doing everything he could.
I think he was in shock.
Yes.
So I don't know that he had gotten to that mental part yet, because
Yeah.
he was still in shock and processing what was going on in the
Nothing
moment.
has ever happened to him like this before. And
And it's not supposed to happen.
no.
It's totally unique and strange.
Yeah.
And they talk about the intake sheet, they double check and make sure that just like they do in any
Right.
surgery, are you taking this, stop taking that, or whatever.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I think they're very thorough, as they should be, before surgery. So the fact that it was happening was a complete
Right.
shock.
Right.
And he ends up being held responsible for her death.
Yes.
They say that he had some sort of, I don't remember the drug. It was like some type of drug in her system.
That's right.
That
Yes.
caused the bleeding, and that he administered it. And he's never even used that type of drug.
Right.
I don't know if it was a blood thinner or what it was, but he had never used it. But there were empty bottles found in his clinic.
Right.
So he's been kind of set up or framed.
And it goes back to the whole intake forms. She had something in her system that
Right.
they were not expecting her to have, because she had kind of signed off that she didn't have those things. So where did it come from then?
Right.
Mhm.
So there's this whole mystery
Anyway, he's hit rock bottom, though, because of it.
Oh, yeah. He's lost
Definitely.
everything.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Well, he lost his apartment. He lost his business. He lost his other source of income, the YouTube, whatever it was.
Right.
I mean,
And he lost all of his friends abandoned
Yes.
him, which was
yes,
crazy. You thought, they were friends from high school.
Yeah.
And they just totally,
I know.
they were horrid to
They
him.
were. One friend actually punches him in the face, and he's like, I didn't do it.
Right.
But the friend didn't believe him,
Right.
and all he looked at him as like dollar signs. It was so sad.
It's so sad. And the fact that he now not only has to pay the family, he's been being told he has to pay billions of dollars to the family and to all the, and to his workers that can't work anymore. And then he has to pay back all of the sponsors that he had because of his now bad reputation. So he is literally broke and has nothing. He has to sell his business.
Yes.
He's just,
Yes.
It's so sad.
yeah.
You could definitely say he's in a slump.
Oh, definitely.
Call it more than a slump.
More than a slump. And so he was into an apartment that is above the female lead's house. The female lead's family owns it.
He does not know that at the time, but
No.
You know what I think is great? So in all of these, in a lot of the dramas, people are living in the rooftop apartments or whatever,
Mhm.
and they're the ones that, they're down on their luck and they don't have as much money, so they're living on the rooftop. I look at that and I think, wouldn't that be awesome? It's the best view. I mean, they get to sit outside on their little benches and have the night sky and the city view, and yet it's what they give to the people that it's like, okay, every time I see that I think, wow, I wish in Castaway Diva, in so many of them, I don't want the house, I want the rooftop.
Me too. There's another one that I'm thinking about too, where what's that one?
there is a lot of
There's a lot of them.
a lot of
Right. Maybe they do it that way just because they want to, during the filming, they want good views for everybody to see,
Maybe.
So maybe that's not reality. Maybe it's not real life, but if it is, that's where I would live.
I know.
Little
I
tiny
know.
apartment on the rooftop. I got sidetracked, sorry.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So Nam Hanul is also in a slump of her own. As we were saying before, she's been going nonstop her whole life, and she's having a rough time at work.
But mostly because of her boss, right?
Right.
If it wasn't for her boss, I think she would be doing,
Great.
it would be a whole different situation.
Yeah. I mean, she's had a couple situations there where people have taken advantage of her.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, her current boss is ruining her life.
Right.
Mhm.
He's kind of abusive.
Right.
He screams at her, throws things at her, blames her for things he does wrong.
Exactly.
But yet she does everything for him, writes his papers, right? I mean, even they were called into an emergency operating situation, and they were in his office, and he made her basically, I think she went willingly, but he relied on her during that surgery. He did nothing.
Right.
Yeah, he
Right.
couldn't do anything.
Right, because he didn't know anything. But he had only made it where he was at because of all the work she was doing
Yes.
in his name.
Yeah.
Because he was forcing her to.
It's really sad. And yeah, it is like an abusive relationship because she keeps taking it to
Mhm.
Right.
until one day she breaks.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad because she's having a panic attack,
Yeah.
basically.
And the worst time to have it too.
Yeah.
Was-
She's
When a big truck is coming out.
Yeah. She's outside just trying to walk, and she's going through a crosswalk and a huge semi.
Yeah.
I thought she was gone, or
Right.
really, I thought she might get run over and
Right.
have a.
Mhm.
I didn't know much about the drama. Watching it, I'm like, oh, she's gonna get hurt. So all of that, the panic attack leads her to see a therapist. And he tells her that she has a sickness of the mind.
Right.
And that she's depressed.
I mean, I'm sure that's hard for anybody to hear, but I would assume being such an overachiever that would have to be even harder to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Because what does that mean? I mean, you've spent your whole life being the best at everything, and now you're being told that you have an illness. And not only so, the illness aside, physically, it was taking a toll on her body too, right?
Right. So she'd been feeling that way, but she just pressed on.
Right.
And so her body starts exhibiting symptoms of what's going on in her mind. And
Exactly.
the therapist tells her, can you just stop working? Can you take a break? I think maybe that's why I like this drama, because it kind of like was like a hammer over my head, because I work and work and work, and
Right.
and I get stressed, and I think, oh, it's not a big deal. Everyone's stressed, which is kind of true, but
Right.
sometimes you have to take care of yourself, and sometimes you have to take a step back, maybe work a little less.
Amanda's pointing her finger.
At myself too.
But it's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard. And I mean, and she, again, that's what she was used to, and that's what she did her whole life. And you don't realize what you're doing because that's just your norm,
Mm-hmm.
So you don't,
Yeah.
I don't think you stop long enough to look and see what it's doing to your whole body and how it's taking a toll on you until you have friends or therapists tell you, you need to stop.
And then, I mean, she didn't even take it. I mean, she took it seriously, but she didn't take it seriously. She
Right.
went back to work. But then she just, when her boss was yelling at her, she just had a breakdown and she was
Right.
done. So she ends up quitting her job,
Mm-hmm.
and she feels like she's let go of everything she's worked for, all her dreams. Her mom's furious with her at
Right.
first.
And do you think that she's supporting the family? Is that why the mom is so furious? Or do you think she's just contributing to the family household income?
I think that they've all worked hard to
Except
get
the
her
brother.
to wear.
Yes.
So not them all.
Yeah.
I think they can support themselves with the noodle shop, the restaurant. I don't know what you call it.
Oh, for the
Yes.
uncle.
The uncle.
You
but
think that
yeah.
supports?
Mhm.
But I
Because the uncle doesn't live with them, does he? I
No.
don't think he does.
I don't know.
So he would have to be paying for his own place somewhere.
Yeah. But I think that,
Mhm.
I mean, well, they live above the noodle shop, right?
Right.
Or
Right.
They do.
behind the noodle
Mhm.
shop, something.
Yeah, above it. So
So-
maybe because I think the mom, when they sold their business back where they came from, she bought that building. So maybe she just owned it outright and the brother had his shop there. Maybe.
Oh, maybe. That
But
would make
not
sense.
her brother.
Right. It's
The
the
mother's
brother.
brother.
Yes. The mother's brother, not
Yeah.
the female lead's brother.
The female
yes.
lead's brother likes to make money.
Yeah. Yeah. He does
And
not,
he does not like to work.
No, he does not contribute in any way in a helpful manner.
But so I think her mom's just upset because she thinks you've given up on your dreams. You've worked so hard and then you quit your job.
Okay.
But then finally she says, I'm sick. I'm sick. I have a sickness of the mind. And I've just never heard or thought of depression as a sickness of the mind.
Right.
And I don't know. It just really got me thinking, like, when I'm feeling a lot of anxiety or depressed, I need to take care of myself, like
Right.
Dr. Slump.
Right.
I need to be like her.
See, we get something that we can apply to our lives in every K-drama that we watch.
Seriously.
We really do.
It's true. Because the doctor gives her medication, and, sometimes we need medication to help support us. But what I loved about this drama is, and I'm not saying some people may need to be on medication forever, but the assumption was this medication will just help you right now, temporarily. You'll go to counseling, you're going to heal,
Right.
and then we're going to wean you off it.
Right.
And I don't think that that's common here.
Right.
I mean, some mental
I
health
agree.
therapists, some psychiatrists are good like that.
Right.
But some are like, here's your medication. See you next year at your wellness exam.
Right.
And so I really liked their perspective and their approach of medication and
Right.
how to
Mhm.
use it.
And how he worked with her. I mean, just the sessions that they
Mhm.
had, it was more of a, I want to help you get better, not this is your issue and we're just going to stay here for the rest of your life.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, maybe it's insurance companies. I can blame them that they've set it up to where it's hard for people
Right.
to get the help they need and move on.
Well, they're not making money if you're better.
I know. I'm very
Yeah.
sad. So I just loved their approach to mental health.
I agree.
And then the male lead and female lead, they reunite. They're both stunned and shocked
Right.
because
And-
they're both at their lowest.
But doesn't she try? They both recognize each other.
Mhm.
Yes.
But doesn't she try to pretend like she doesn't know who he is?
Yeah, I think so. So funny. But he's outraged, of course,
Right.
because I don't know.
Well, I think because he had a crush on her
Mhm,
back in high
mhm.
school, and because he was Mr. Popular, so how could she not remember him?
Mhm.
And he just really wanted her to remember and rekindle something, I think,
Yeah. And it's so sweet the way they support each other.
Right.
I mean, they'll go drinking together, but
Right.
that's part of K-dramas. So one night when they first meet, they're out and they both end up crying and sobbing and hugging each other. And then they're so awkward the next day, like nothing happened. Nothing. But it's so sweet to see how they support each other.
Right.
And the male lead, it's his goal to teach her how to have fun and to live life.
Because he knows her whole life has not had any of that in it.
And she, in turn, helps him solve the mystery of what happened with him. He has PTSD, too. And he keeps reliving that surgery. Ugh,
Right.
it's so awful. I don't even like to see it. All the blood on the
think
floor.
I would be in the same boat. That would be
Mhm.
very traumatic.
Mm-hmm. And he helps her out by giving her a job when no one else will hire her. When he finally starts working again, he cannot perform the surgeries because his hands shake. And so she shows up. She's the anesthesiologist and she helps him.
I mean, her presence
Yeah.
there alone.
Yes. I mean, she doesn't do the surgeries for.
Right. But just him seeing her,
Yes.
because at this point in the drama, they become really close and have leaned on
Yes.
each other a lot. So that is like the most comforting thing for him.
Mhm. It's the confidence he needs to move forward.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
And then he does end up giving her the job, like you said. And when no one else will hire her because her old boss has badmouthed her all over.
Yes. Should we talk about the secondary characters?
Oh my goodness. I love the secondary characters in this.
I know. They were very cute.
Yes.
And it's funny because that one guy, the guy, I never really cared for him that much because he was in Forecasting Love and Weather.
Need
And-
she say more?
That's the cute one, though.
Yeah, but not his part.
Which part did he play?
He was the her fiance to begin with.
Ex-fiance.
Yeah.
Remember the ex-fiance she wrote articles for?
Yeah, she did all that
Oh,
stuff
that
for
was
him.
him.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was him.
Wow. Okay.
But the secondary male lead, is that secondary lead? But he is male. Secondary male lead. He is so
Endearing.
Yes.
endearing. Yes,
Yes.
endearing is perfect. He and the male lead go way back, and he's been kind of jealous over the male lead's YouTube success.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, I'll start my own YouTube channel, but it's going to have nothing to do with plastic surgery.
Oh, he's dork.
Oh, yeah. He's
Is that an okay word to say?
yeah, he is dorky.
He just
In the film.
fumbling and just socially is a little awkward.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he does magic trick or something goofy.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And the secondary female lead somehow stumbles upon his YouTube.
Yes.
Was it on accident?
Yeah, on
Yes,
accident
it
was like,
was.
what is this? This is ridiculous. And she subscribes to it. And he is so excited. He says, I have a subscriber. About how we feel. We're like, we have some YouTube subscribers out there. Thanks.
We have lots of subscribers out there, different
too.
platforms, so we're
We
very
do.
thankful.
We are thankful. But yeah, every time we get a new one, we're excited. So
Yes.
even though I'm mocking him, I'm
Shout out
him.
to all of you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please subscribe.
Leave us a comment. A nice one.
So he's like, he becomes obsessed. Who is this woman? And I
Right.
have to meet her. And long story short, she didn't mean to subscribe. So funny.
Yes. Poor guy.
I know.
But they have a lot in common.
Mm-hmm.
And they just, again, the two of them just kind of support each other in the season they're at.
Yeah.
They both have young children. He has a girl.
Teenager. Yes.
And she has a boy.
A little boy. Yes.
And the boy loves bugs.
Yes.
And she is deathly afraid of bugs. And so he kind of picks up that part of it that she's missing. And yet his daughter, teenage daughter, he's clueless. And I don't blame him. Who isn't clueless about what their teenage kids are into, right? But she steps in and helps him build that relationship with his daughter. So different seasons in life than where the male and female lead are at, but they are there at the right time for each other.
Yeah. And I think that's what this drama is all about. Just people supporting each other, loving each other through difficult times and challenges in life. And
Don't cry, Maureen.
Oh, my allergies.
And it's allergy season in the Pacific Northwest. But so I mean, I think that's why I really do love this drama.
Right.
And even apart from the romantic aspect of it, the way the female lead's family rallies around.
Right.
And, I mean, it's so touching. Her mom changes things in her room because different colors promote peace, and she grows cabbages because she hears it
Right.
helps. I don't know if it helps fight depression or whatever, but
That's right.
they all do these secret things to try to help her, and they rally. They really do rally together as a family to try to get her out of her slump.
Right. Except for the brother. It's always an exception.
But in the end,
Yeah.
even he turns
Yes.
around and changes his whole life.
Yes. So you
Good.
can't ever give up hope on somebody, right?
Right.
There you go.
We can learn so much from
That
K-drama.
we can.
Is there anything else you guys want to share?
Well, and I don't think we've touched on much the whole kind of backstory about what happened in the operating room and them trying to solve the mystery together as to what really happened.
I know we haven't.
So because of her background in research and studying and writing thesis and all of this and her study habits, I think it plays so well into her helping him figure out what actually happened in the operating room. And I don't think that they would not have come to the resolve they did without her being so tenacious and digging in and not giving up and pushing through until she had the right answer.
Right. I think he would have given up.
Right. Yeah, I think he would
Because he
have.
was in such a low spot.
Right.
And, yeah, she really helps him.
Yes. So they were a good pair to help each other through, again, that season in their life, right?
And they were going to continue too. It wasn't just like they just met for a season of their life.
Right. Right. The season meaning their adulthood, they were past the teenage and the schooling and everything, and now in their adult life, they were there for each other.
What would you rate Dr. Slump? Serina, you go first.
I would give it a 5. I liked
It's
it.
funny. On the way here, I was thinking 4 out of 5, but now that I've talked about it, 5 out of 5. For sure.
Right.
It's really, I love it. I
Yeah.
do love this drama.
Yeah.
You know what? Me too. But
Really?
I think I would give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Okay.
The only things, and correct me if I'm wrong, but because maybe I'm not remembering, go figure, is maybe it's a 4.5 because there wasn't a lot of great music. So the lacking of good music maybe is what makes it not quite a 5, but
Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
remember the music.
right.
I don't.
I don't think there was really a whole lot. And
Mhm.
again, I could be completely wrong, but
Well, on the way here, I was thinking a 3.5. So I came up a whole.
oh, wow.
I know. It's been a while since I've seen it, but still,
2 months, 3 months. Not many of you seen
I
between that
know,
and now.
I
You
know.
forget. You do.
But it was, I mean, when we talked about it, I remembered a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I thought it was really cute and it had a good story and it,
yeah.
so.
So 4.5.
All right. 4.75.
Well, when I watched it, I rated it a 4.5.
Okay.
Did you?
I should start doing that.
I've have a little finished K-drama notebook, and I rate them after I see them, which is very handy now that I think about it, because after time passes, you do forget.
You do?
It's true. And like Marry My Husband and Queen of Tears,
Right.
they all are 5s.
Yeah.
I
But
feel like Marry My Husband's like a 10.
I know.
And it's so much.
I know. I know.
So I have to tell you, so Amanda's looking through her journal, her K-drama journal that her husband Michael made all of us for Christmas. So we all have one that we can write in. And then at church, we have Secret Sisters right now. And my secret sister gave me one also. Did you know that? I know. I'll have to show you.
I
I'd
wanna
like to see it.
So now I have
got
2 of
one
them.
too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, from the last time we did them?
No.
Oh,
from,
from
yeah.
this round. Oh, wow.
And we watch so many, we probably need multiple.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the
Well, and I have a spreadsheet, that I use, but I never thought about rating because I just put, so I have I need to buy it or I don't need to buy it. And then if I don't like it, I put it in red. But I should rate it because it's like, how much did I like it?
Yeah. you
So
should
I need
rate
to do
them.
that. Now I have to go watch all of them all over again so I can put a rating on them.
Wonderful project.
Not when there's new ones we have to watch.
I hope you guys have enjoyed our recap and opinions of Dr. Slump. Until next time.
Thanks for joining.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the K-Drama Divas podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as we did. Before we part ways, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. Connect with us on social media at KDrama Divas to stay up to date on recent podcasts and to share your thoughts and recommendations.